Have you ever been in a dream that was just completely bizarre? You're flying over your city or maybe having a deep conversation with your childhood pet. And in that moment, this little voice in your head goes, "Hey, wait a minute. This isn't real. I'm dreaming." For the longest time, that idea felt like something straight out of science fiction. But it turns out the science is very, very real. Welcome to Sleepedia, a corner of the internet dedicated to the science of sleep and circadian rhythms.
Let's just jump right in with a question that sounds completely impossible. Could you, right now, go up to someone who's fast asleep, ask them a math problem, and actually get a correct answer from them, all while they're still dreaming?
The answer, and you might want to sit down for this, is an emphatic yes. It's not a trick, it's not magic, it's a scientifically proven phenomenon that's possible because of the amazing state we're talking about today, lucid dreaming.
So what exactly is lucid dreaming? Well, it's pretty simple actually. It's that exact moment you realize you're dreaming while you're still in the dream. That little spark of awareness, that's the whole key.
But hold on, how can you be asleep and aware at the same time? Doesn't that kind of break the rules? Well, to understand that, we've got to take a peek inside the brain to see what's going on. So, in a normal, everyday dream, the part of your brain responsible for logic and self-awareness, your prefrontal cortex, is basically taking a nap. That's why you don't even question it when a goldfish starts giving you financial advice. But during a lucid dream, something incredible happens. That logic center literally wakes up, bringing your sense of self right into the dream world.
This activity creates what researchers call a hybrid state of consciousness. It's like your brain is running two programs at once, sleep mode and wake mode. And we can actually see it. It shows up as a huge spike in something called gamma waves, which, get this, are the exact same brain waves that pop up when you're awake and in a state of intense focus, like when you're really in the zone.
And this isn't just a theory. A totally groundbreaking study in 2021 proved it. Researchers were able to have a real two-way conversation with people who were deep in REM sleep. They asked them simple math questions like, "What's 8 minus 3?" And the dreamers answered correctly using prearranged signals, like specific eye movements. It's just mind-blowing.
The researchers who ran that study described it perfectly. They said it was akin to finding a way to talk with an astronaut who is on another world. Except, that other world is built entirely inside the human mind. It just really puts into perspective how profound this is. So the science is clear. Lucid dreaming is a real, observable state. But here is the absolute best part. This is not some superpower that only a few people are born with. It's a skill. And just like any skill, you can learn it. So let's get into your toolkit.
The absolute foundation of becoming a lucid dreamer, the place everyone should start, is a technique called reality testing. It's super simple, but it is so important.
Here's how it works. Several times during your normal day, I want you to just stop and genuinely ask yourself, am I dreaming right now? Then do a little test. The classic one is to try pushing the finger of one hand through the palm of your other hand. Now, obviously, in real life, it's not going to go through. But in a dream, it very often will. If you make this a regular habit when you're awake, you'll eventually do it in a dream. And bam! That's your trigger for lucidity.
All right, next up, we have a technique that's all about setting your intention before you even drift off. It's called MLID, which stands for Mnemonic Induction of Lucid Dreams. So with this one, as you're lying in bed falling asleep, you just repeat a simple phrase to yourself, like a mantra, something like, "The next time I'm dreaming, I'll know I'm dreaming." You're basically tapping into the same part of your memory that reminds you to buy milk on the way home from work. You're planting a little seed of intention for your future sleeping self.
And for our third technique, we've got one that's a bit more hands-on, but for a lot of people, it's the one that really gets results. It's called Wake Back to Bed, or WBTB for short. This method is so clever because it plays with your natural sleep cycles. See, your longest and most vivid dreams happen in the early morning hours. So you set an alarm to wake yourself up after about 5 or 6 hours of sleep. You stay up for just about 20 minutes, maybe read a little bit about lucid dreaming, and then you go right back to sleep. This little interruption primes your brain to dive straight back into REM sleep, but this time with your awareness cranked way up.
So you can learn to wake up inside your own dreams? That's amazing. But is it just a cool party trick, or are there actual real-world benefits to this? Let's dig in.
I mean, let's be honest. The idea of having your own personal video game with infinite possibilities every night sounds pretty awesome. And while it is a ton of fun, the practical applications are where things get truly life-changing.
When you look at the research, there are 3 really profound benefits that keep showing up. The ability to stop chronic nightmares, a way to practice real-world skills, and a direct line to your creative genius. For anyone who struggles with recurring nightmares, maybe from something like PTSD, lucid dreaming can be an incredibly powerful therapy. The moment you become lucid within that scary dream, you get control. You realize it's not real, and you can actually change the narrative, confront the fear, and literally rewrite the ending. Now, check this out, because this is wild. Your brain, at a neural level, doesn't really know the difference between practicing a skill for real and practicing it in a lucid dream. The very same neural pathways light up. That means athletes can practice their swing, musicians can rehearse a difficult piece, and surgeons can even walk through a complex procedure, all while they're asleep.
And finally, the lucid dream state is like getting a backstage pass to the most creative, unfiltered parts of your mind. You can work through complex problems, compose entire symphonies you can actually hear, and play with ideas without your waking brain's inner critic getting in the way.
So, as you can see, lucid dreaming isn't just a weird quirk of sleep. It's really an invitation to wake up to a part of your life that you've probably been sleeping through. Think about it. We spend about a third of our lives, 30%, asleep. That's a massive chunk of our existence. Lucid dreaming offers us a chance not just to sleep it away, but to actively explore, learn, heal, and create during that time. Which really just leaves one last thought. Tonight, when your head hits the pillow, will you just sleep, or will you decide to wake up?